are listening to your dad's action movie podcast. Look, I love action movies. I grew up in the 80s, early 90s. I'm talking about action fucking movies. Van Damme, Steven Seagal, fucking Chuck Norris, fucking Bruce Willis, you know, the Dolph Lundgren. I'm talking about neck breaking, back breaking, arms snapping, shit blowing up, guns never running out of bullets. Crazy fucking mayhem that had no fucking reason. But the thing is it was a movie. It was an action movie. It was mindless violence. It's the shit that I like. That's the shit that I wanted to hear. That's the shit that I wanted to watch. I was hooked since the day I was born to action movies. And that's what this podcast is about. This podcast is a yes or a no. Do you or do you not watch this movie? This is my opinions. These are what I fucking think because of what I grew up with. That's what I'm fucking saying. It is what it fucking is. So let's get into today's movie. And I seen this movie came out. It actually just came out on HBO Max. This is Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. If you have not seen this movie, this is a sleeper. This is something that you weren't expecting. Because let me tell you something. I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of it. While still a boy, Abraham Lincoln loses his mother to a vampire bite. He vows vengeance, but falls in attempt to narrowly escape with his life. He is rescued by, and it's Henry, all right, played by Dominic Cooper. All right, Dominic Cooper, he's in fucking some crazy shit, so you need to make sure you check out his shit too. This charismatic vampire hunter who instructs Abe in the fine arts to dispatch bloodsuckers, and, you know, Abe, Benjamin Walker, continues to fight against the undead well into his adulthood and presidency, making a last stand against the ultimate vampire foe, Rufus Sewell, on the eve of the Civil War defying battle. Now, let me tell you something right now. This shit is what I wish history was. This shit is what I imagine and daydream about when I was a kid, thinking of all kinds of crazy shit like this. And this movie, you know what I'm saying? It's got a fucking cast, all right? It's got a fucking cast on it. Right off top, Benjamin Walker, like I said, he plays Abraham fucking Lincoln. Dominic Cooper, he's in Preacher right now. He's fucking killing it right there. Tim Burton, all right? Anthony Mackie, all right? Rufus Sewell, I'm talking about, look. This movie has a little bit of everything. It's fantasy. It's a horror sci-fi. It's historically fucking not accurate, but I wish it was. This movie is a must-watch. This movie has fucking vampires, fucking Abraham Lincoln swinging a fucking axe that has a fucking gun in it. You have fucking the new Falcon Captain America in it. I'm talking about, it has so many aspects. It fucking really draws you in. It fucking makes you feel sympathetic. It has action. It from beginning to end, it's a good movie all the way around. This is the kind of movie that I like. This is the kind of movie that I want to see. It gives me the emotions and feelings of happiness because I can get lost in this fucking movie even though it don't make no fucking sense. All right, it's on point. It hits every aspect for me, for fucking arm breaking, neck snapping, shit blowing up, because shit does blow up in this motherfucker. People getting hacked up, good graphics. It stands to this fucking day. It's on. Like I said, I watched it on HBO Max. Most places right now, I think you have to rent it. But if you got HBO Max, guess the fuck what? Find someone who has HBO Max, get their fucking login, watch this fucking movie. This isn't a grade A action movie. It might be horror sci-fi. No, this is fucking action. All right. It's got a train scene. It's got fucking fighting. It's got, people getting shot. All right. It brings up the myth of all these fucking vampires and why they fucking came over to America. It has a twist on it that I like. You know what I'm saying? This is something that you got to see. This is a movie that you got to watch. This is a movie you go out of your fucking way. This is Angry Dad stamped a fucking proof. Your dad's action fucking movie podcast says watch this fucking movie. This is 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, 20 out of 20. I don't give a fuck. This movie hits every fucking marker on the fucking head. Go check it the fuck out. Abraham Lincoln, a vampire fucking hunter. Like I said, I had to go see this in the theater. And then when I seen it in the theater, I was like, man, that was a fucking great movie. And now I fucking do a podcast, and now I can talk to you motherfuckers about it out there and tell you to see this movie. This is one of those movies that is a must fucking watch. This is one of those movies that you have to fucking see. This is one of those movies that you gotta fucking go out of your fucking way and make sure you fucking see. So you heard it here from your dad's action movie podcast. I'm the angry fucking dad. And guess the fuck what? I'll see y'all motherfuckers on the next one. Fuck.